What's going on, everyone? So, one of the big issues the Lakers have dealt with pretty much all season has been the rebounding department, especially the offensive rebounds. So, the Lakers rank dead last in offensive rebounds. A lot of that is a point of emphasis in transition defense. One of the Lakers' biggest issues last year, especially in the playoffs, was transition defense. It was one of the big things that killed them in the Denver Nuggets series. Lakers have really prioritized getting back on defense rather than going and chasing down offensive rebounds. And thus, it's really kind of affected the Lakers as they only have an average of 8.1 offensive rebounds per game. Put that in perspective, um, the teams that also struggle, Oklahoma City Thunder, they lack the size that the Lakers have, right? Like that's one of the big things that the Lakers, well, the idea of the Lakers going into the season was like, hey, they have all this size, all this versatility. It's going to be great. They're going to get all these rebounds. And it's not working out, unfortunately. Um, Also, another big issue is the Lakers rank 15th in total defense. Anthony Davis is basically their primary defensive or rebounding weapon. And the Lakers this season are averaging 51.6 rebounds per game. It has dropped the last 3 games to 49. At home, Lakers are averaging 51.8 rebounds. Away, they're averaging 51.3. Put that in comparison, even last year they were better, and they weren't great last year either. And they averaged 54.1 rebounds per game. It's not good. Lakers are really struggling mightily in that department. They cleaned it up a little bit over the last 15-game stretch before the Phoenix Suns game. But the Phoenix Suns game was another great example of just the atrocity that is the Lakers rebounding. I mean, it was embarrassing how much offensive rebounds they gave up and how many they've given up the last 3 games. In the Suns game, that's the most recent game, we use that as an example, they gave up a total of 51 rebounds, 14 offensive. Lakers had 34 rebounds with 3 offensive. The Phoenix Suns put up almost half the offensive rebounds that the Lakers had total. A lot of it is, one, the starting unit of Reeves, D'Lo, and Rui Hachimura. One of the big problems with our starting unit is the lack of speed, right? So, great example, again, was that Phoenix Suns game. A lot of the lack of rebounds were long balls that the Lakers weren't able to track down because they don't have the foot speed to get there. And so you add in that you're playing a team that is jacking up threes, LeBron kind of touched on this too in his post game. He's like, all these teams, they take a lot of threes, and we're trying to get back. We're trying to defend out on the perimeter, and so then you get the long rebounds, and then they're chasing it down. All of those become a problem. It also doesn't help that Rui, who's 6'8", isn't a great defense. He's averaging under 4 rebounds a game this season, right? And that's not good. So he doesn't have the foot speed to chase down and track the long balls. D'Lo and Reeves don't have the quickness and foot speed to track down those long balls. You add in concerns about hustle. It's a lot of things that are just against you with the starting unit. That's why, the uptick in rebounding and offensive rebounds and everything, you see that when, Jarred Vanderbilt plays. Because he does have the foot speed to track down those rebounds. He does have the motor and energy and athleticism to go and track down those rebounds. He's constantly keeping balls alive and getting to the basket and chasing off, the corner 3 to go track down the basketball. Again, LeBron talked about this with Royce O'Neal, how they were sending guys from the corners to go and track down rebounds. Well, the Lakers do that too at times, but we don't have the athletic and foot speed guys to go and get and track those down. A lot of those rebounds, there were times in the Suns game where literally you had Reeves, D'Lo, and Rui within range of a loose ball, and a Royce O'Neal or a Grayson Allen or somebody else would go and run and just beat them to the ball. And again, it's the lack of foot speed. It's the lack of athleticism. Problem is the Lakers currently don't have very many guys, right? You look at guys like Jarred Vanderbilt, he's out. Cam Reddish is another guy that is capable of tracking down various rebounds and stuff, right? Because he has the foot speed. He has the athleticism. He's somebody that can go and just go and win those 50-50 gambles, right? Well, when you have all those guys out, it really puts the Lakers in a tough position because it's like, well, what do we do? How do we go like team rebound when we're not great defensively? We're trying to chase out and close out on defense on 3-point shooters, and now we also got to recover and go chase down loose balls, right? It's a real problem. Jarred Vanderbilt solves a lot of those problems. Jarred Vanderbilt, when he plays, is very impactful in that regard. The issue is again, we don't know when Jarred Vanderbilt's coming back. We don't know when and if he's even going to return. But he's a guy that he's averaging just under 5 rebounds per game. And he is basically relegated to be a corner 3 guy. Where Rui, a lot of times, most of his minutes are at the 4. Most of his minutes are, even when he is out on the perimeter, he's crashing. That's not even counting the balls that Jarred Vanderbilt keeps alive. How many times has he just like back tapped the basketball or, kept the ball in the air to allow him to, put the Lakers in a position to go get that basketball. Those type of things they hurt, right? It's the lack of, in my opinion, part of it. I think a lot of it is just positioning, understanding, because you see guys that aren't like incredibly athletic, but they're still able to go track down loose balls and stuff like that. But a lot of that is just positioning. It's also effort and hustle and a combination of things. But I do think that a lot of what the issues are for the Lakers can be summarized just purely on athleticism. It's a trend that's happened with like the Phoenix Suns game in particular, but you look at like the Warriors game, right? That was another thing. It was just teams know the ball's going to be a deep ball, and they know all I have to do is just outpace a D'Angelo Russell or an Austin Reeves, or get physical and dive for that ball, and I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna be the one that's ending up with that basketball. Problem is that the Lakers, at least the starting unit, they just, outside of Anthony Davis, who else is heavily able to rebound, track down balls, out muscle, out jump? Like, who in the starting unit has the athleticism? Like, even LeBron James, he's been an excellent rebounder still, but he's older, right? He at times can't track down the balls the way that he could in previous years, previous stints, right? Even San Antonio, right? San Antonio had 16 offensive rebounds, 47 total. Talk about a team they're not this like superb team. They have a couple guys like Zohan, guys like that can go and track down basketball and stuff. They have athleticism, but a lot of it is just beating the Lakers to the basketball. That's it. It's just beating them down, getting to the basketball. Warriors, 48 rebounds to 41, 15 offensive to 10. The Lakers, literally, their threes are, and I'm talking about the position, their threes are bigger than their centers. The Lakers have a ton of size, and yet they're constantly getting out rebounded by smaller teams. And it's not because, part of it, again, is effort. Part of it is just we don't have the guys that can go and track down and just go get the basketball. And that is a real problem. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, a basketball show. And you let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Just kind of wanted to talk about the defensive issues, things that I have seen now that we've had, close to a 60 game sample size. It's a clear picture to me, right? Like, one of their big issues is they can't track down the basketball the way that some of these other teams can. Some of these other teams just have far more athletic, quicker footed players. And I think Rui being in that starting lineup, it doesn't help in that regard. He's never been this like elite rebounder to begin with. And now he's out at the 3, out at the perimeter. And when teams are taking long ball or taking lots of threes, you get the long ball rebounds. Your guards and forwards, again, LeBron addressed this. He said the guards and the forwards have to do a better job of tracking down the basketball. But we don't have the foot speed to do that. It's a problem. But anyway, again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions, however you feel. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Let's enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.